So, you wanna know how to never lose in Blockwars? Well, lucky for you, as the top 20 player. As somebody who has played this game for over 4 years and has a total of 3,352 wins, here's how you can win every Blockwars game ever. For those who are rich or have won giveaways, vote for Rush mode in all game modes except for Deathmatch, in which you want to vote for OP mode. This doesn't really matter too much, so don't worry if you don't have the game pass. And side note, I'm gonna be talking about Giga Blockwars more often here, but most of these rules apply to normal CT7 bridges as well. First of all, you're gonna want to decide which role you want to have. Blockwars is like a football game. You have the defense, midfield, and attack. All three are equally as important, but if you want to win games quick, you're gonna want to be the attacker. This is, however, a high risk, high reward strategy, as if your teammates aren't that good, your team might lose control of the center or even a couple of flags. This is why you use Schlatt, because number 2, Giga is a team game, and when everyone cooperates with things well, you're gonna win things quick. If you're attacking, there's one simple rule you need to follow: avoid people. I'm already good at that, haha. I need help. Once you're trapped in the enemy's base and they've seen you, you're kinda done. So get at least iron armor and attack on the wide area, since most people go to the middle. While you're attacking, you wanna make note of what's in your surroundings, like walls or bridges, since they could be very useful when you're trying to escape. Enter the flag in an L-shaped pattern and dig out a tunnel for you to escape. A common mistake a lot of people make is that they get distracted. Maybe they see someone vaguely in their distance and they just want blood. Don't do that. This just makes you a big target. Remember, avoid people. If you're forced into PvP, remember the 139 rule, which is this. Once you're taking the flag, you want to just sprint towards home. In the case where someone intercepts you, the best thing to do is to slow down, look for any other path, or just go backwards and think of another escape plan. This is where the bridges come in handy, since you can make up a lot of ground, and unless they have good aim, you have a good chance of making some distance. You can also establish some juke points where you can really bamboozle the enemy team. Some of my favorites include the houses and castle, this pillar in Nation City, and the entire map of Canyon. I love this map. And if you're lucky enough to be in the sunny beach of Sandcastle, just grab a stride, you'll win it instantly. And if all of the above fails, dig a tunnel. It takes a lot of time, but it will definitely pay off. For defending, what you really want to do is cutting the opposition off. Basically, when you're engaging PvP, you want to be facing towards your base so you can hit the enemy further into your base and preventing them from escaping. After which you can gather your Goombas and destroy the living crap out of them. You can also use your void to your advantage. The defense itself doesn't really matter as much, but you really want to keep it minimal. And for good measure, stick a person in the flag. Although there are many ways of avoiding these, including shift glitching around the rosy, strength abuse, and tactical bombers, and yes, I came up with all the names. Finally, the midfield, the bare bones of the team. Your job is to maintain control of Diamond. That simple. If you have control of a mid, you have control over the game. There's also one thing you can do, which is shielding the capture. Basically, getting the enemy away from the person who has the flag. This is arguably one of the most important roles of Blockwars, and can be performed by anyone, even attackers. For attacking, the same rules are applied. Wide areas, avoid people, and be quick. Here's how long each pickaxe takes to break one core. If you're alone, you can do something like this or like this. Basically, you want to hide yourself from the other team. There's not really a specific order to break the cores, but I like to break the bottom one first, then work top down. If you get spotted by one person, then try to ignore and continue breaking, but if there's like 3 or 4 people beneath you, it might be best to switch cores or just hide for a bit. You want to keep both cores on similar percentages, just because this makes the defender split apart instead of focusing on one core. If there's more than one person breaking a core, you can once again shield your teammates, preventing the enemy from entering their own core. For defending, you just want to keep disturbing the attackers. Since it takes 3 seconds to respawn and at least 14 seconds to break a core, you can disrupt the breaking process and slow down the enemy progression. You're gonna want to build a bridge across the Atlantic. Use pistons as structure blocks and use ladders or stairs to get up. Bridges is also the most team game-like game, and you can be in leather or iron tools for this. Try not using the main bridge, either go around, under or over it. Try to sabotage the ladder system as well, as this can and will cause absolute chaos, and you can capitalize on this and take control over the Atlantic bridge. Once you've gotten onto the pitch, start mining, or if you have time, just blow it up. The best defense is a coordinated defense, so please do not start spamming blocks. It makes it so much harder to spot enemies, and they can easily turn into little mobs and dig into your pit. What you really want to do is use high resistant blocks like iron and, well, iron. Trapdoors, bars, blocks, anything. Build a thin wall around the pit and put 2 people in the pit itself. Layer the floor with trapdoors and blocks, and since the pit emits light, when the block is broken, you'll know when someone's breaking in. I hate this game. Like, where's the block in this game? There's not really a strategy in this game other than don't run into the battlefield naked. I guess if it's OP mode, then you can get pro for iron armor at the start, but as a person that doesn't know how to do PvP, I just like to grab a bunch of arrows and start shooting. With all that being said, here's how a game of Blockwars should look like if everything is done correctly. There's still a lot to learn about this game. Like, the other day I learned that you can get crying Obi and use it as a defense. You know, sometimes I like to put up a YouTube video or a podcast on the corner of my screen and just have fun with the game. Probably a sign of ADHD now that I think about it, but anyways, hope you learned something new today in this video, and enjoy the rest of your day.